Ciao everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Stefania, I'm a certified yoga teacher and massage therapist here in Amsterdam. Today I show you my stretching routine. I use it to counterpose the other activities that I do, such as CrossFit and running, which means that I target specifically hamstrings, quads, pecs, glutes to elongate those muscles after CrossFit or running. And I also use this routine to counterpose this type of posture that I hold when I'm working in front of a computer. So I also try to open up a bit more the inside of the hips or groin, and to open up a bit more the chest, so I combine a bit of back bend, side flexion, twisting as well to the routine. I like to start with a short flow, easy flow, just to get in the mood of stretching and to kind of peel off some rust from the body. And I think that this is a good routine for you as well if you like to combine some stretching with some other activities that you do that is more focused on strength. So today there are no strengthening position, no core work, no vinyasa, no weight on your arms or wrist or anything like that. So please be mindful when you practice this routine to also add on some other either vinyasa if you want to stick to yoga, or other activities that are going to work a bit more on strength and overall body mobility. When you're ready to start, please come to your mat or your spot in a sitting position, crossing the legs. Let's start with a few mindful breaths just to focus on. Breathing in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Keep your spine nice and tall. Drop your chin to the chest and start making a few rotations of your neck. Maybe widening the range of motion of those circles as you go. Or if you find a soft spot, maybe stay a bit longer, stretching a bit more that area. You can also simply swing the chin up and down or right and left. Try to release your jawbone here. Take advantage of this position to allow your teeth to be separated, to have a bit of space and relaxation in the mouth, in the teeth as well. As you come back to the center, let's start initiating a bit more circles now from the hips, so it's the whole torso that is now rotating. When you move forward, you can gently arch your back or extending your spine. As you move back, you round your back or flex your spine. Allowing the shoulders to be away from your ears. Welcoming a bit more space also toward the groin, toward the inside of your hips. Remember to do both directions with your circles or torso rotation. And as you come back to the center, as you inhale, lengthen through the spine, extend your arms as you can to the ceiling. And as you exhale, twist over your right side, drop your hands down. Let's stay here. Try to twist from your spine, not from your hips, not from your shoulders. Try to keep your neck nice and long, same line of the rest of your spine, so don't drop your chin down or up. Looking toward the direction of your twist. Avoid to sink back if possible. If you need, just sit on a pillow or a yoga block. As you inhale, come back to the center, rotating the arms up, create space. Keep that length in the spine as you counter twist on the other side. You can use your left hand behind you to press up. So instead of rounding your back, sinking back, collapsing into the position, you keep your spine nice and tall. Keep on rotating with the chest. Keep your shoulders down, away from your ears. And then gently come back to the center, arms reaching up for a side flexion. Your right hand down on the floor, the left arm to the right side. Try to reach far away. If easy, you can also lower your right elbow down on the floor without lifting the left knee up. So keep your sit bones rooted down on your mat or on the floor. Welcome this elongation on the side, right side of your torso. Keep on rotating the chest up to the ceiling. You can gently swing the arms if you prefer, or stay. One more breath in here. And then slowly coming all the way up. And let's go on the other side. Once again, try to reach. Imagine that there is something that you need to grab on your left side now. So you're reaching from your hip, elongating the right side of your torso now. You can gently look up to engage a bit more your neck if you like. And then slowly coming back to the center, your hands on the floor, swinging forward, facing the front of the mat if you're using a mat. As you inhale for cow pose, send the heart forward, tailbone up. Exhale in cat position, rounding the back, chin to the chest, tailbone in. Inhale in cow pose, reaching up with the head if possible. Exhaling, chin to the chest, cat pose. Inhaling cow pose, arching tailbone up. Exhaling cat. One more time, inhaling cow pose. Exhaling cat pose. Coming back to neutral position, tuck your toes, extend your legs here, walking your legs or pedaling your feet in downward facing dog. Stretching a bit more your calf muscle, hamstrings in here, maybe arriving into stillness and stretching a bit more your back, the back of your shoulders. Walking your feet to the front of the mat as you inhale. Stay as you exhale, fold your feet hips apart. Grab the opposite elbow in here, drop your gaze toward your legs. Keep your knees unlocked, the body weight a bit more to your toes. Keep your balance in here. Allow the force of gravity to elongate the whole posterior chain of your body. Space in the shoulders. Try not to place all your body weight on the outside of your feet, so maybe try a bit of an inner or internal rotation of your feet, ankles and knees. Pressing from the feet, drop your hands down, inhale, rise all the way up, unfold your spine, maybe a circle of your arms if you like. Stay here as you exhale, your feet together, the hands together. Inhaling, we go for a side flexion, tailbone in. Exhaling, side bending to your right side. Stay. Keep on rotating the torso, the chest up, don't close if possible. You can separate your arms if you like. You can take a pistol mudra or position of your hands. And then slowly coming back to the center. And as you exhale, going on the other side, same thing. You can gently move your hips a bit to the opposite side without overdoing, or you can decide to keep your hips completely in position and focus more here on the mid spine and side bending more on the thoracic spine. Slowly coming back to the center for a back bend, the hands interlace behind the head if possible, or move your fingertips to the side of your head. The elbows spreading out. Try to avoid here to hinge in the lower back. Let's focus more on the thoracic spine that is lifting up and then bending back. Keep on looking up to the ceiling, the elbows open up to the side. Bending back as it is comfortable for you here. Welcome space in your pecs, pectoralis muscles as well. So keep on opening your elbows to the side. Slowly coming back to the center. Opposite movement, chin to your chest, around your back. Keep on folding forward, bend your knees, take the belly to your thighs. Interlace your fingers here. Palms together if possible. Extend the elbows, shoulder blades together. Keep on looking to your legs here. Working on the shoulders mobility, hands away from your body. Keep your neck nice and long. You release the hands toward the floor, squatting down, separating the feet, toes spreading out, knees same direction, maybe hands in Namaste position, so together on the heart center if you like. Tailbone down, spine nice and straight if possible, crown of the head toward the ceiling. Make sure the all soil of the feet is pressing down on the floor, not just the outside or just the inside. Let's bring a bit more space on the spine as well. Left hand down on the floor, right arm straight up to the ceiling, looking up. Keep on sending the tailbone down on the floor. It might even help you actually in this position. Keep on opening with the right shoulder, like you're pressing back with the right shoulder. And then coming back to the center on the other side, the left arm is up. Straight up to the ceiling, not to the side if possible. And then once again, it's like you're resisting someone that is pushing you back, so you keep on opening with the left shoulder. Maybe looking up or simply look straight to the left side. Coming back to the center, drop your buttocks down on the floor, extend your legs for a moment. And then bend your knees, the knees are hips apart, your hands behind you, fingertips facing your buttocks, lifting yourself up, stretching your shoulders and pectoralis here, bit of a contraction of your glutes to keep your pelvis up in this position. You can keep your chin to the chest, look up or drop the head back like yogis do. Some people prefer to have the fingertips facing back. That's also a possibility. It's also a different stretch on your wrist. You can also gently move forward and backward or to the side if you move your fingertips to the side. And slowly take your chin to the chest, the buttocks down on the floor. Extending the legs to the front of the mat, we go for a twist in here, the right foot outside the left leg, right knee up. Keep your spine nice and tall, just grab your knee with the left elbow and then twist to your right side. Once again, you can use your hand behind you, the right one if you're doing my same side, to help you to stretch in the back and elongating the back up. Keep on breathing here. If you're holding tight your right leg, you should also feel a nice stretching on the right glute area or toward the outside of your right hip. Coming back to the center, changing the direction of our twist and changing the legs position. So now it's the left foot outside the right leg, left knee up, twisting now to your left side if you're doing my same side. Once again, using your hand behind you, left one, pressing, extending the spine so that you avoid to collapse and sink back, press up, keep your spine nice and tall. If this is hard for you, you need to sit on something like a pillow or something like that. It's not the twist per se the problem. If you're sinking back, most likely there is a bit of lack of mobility in the hips that prevent you to actually be able to tilt your pelvis and therefore extending then the spine. Remember that the spine is joint, is connected to your hips from the SI joint. So if you mobilize your hips, your spine is also mobilized as well, or somehow respond. Let's come back to the center, extending both legs to the front in a seated forward fold, maybe moving the meaty part of your butt cheek back, unlocking your knees. Try keep your spine nice and straight. If you prefer to focus more on the hamstrings, do the opposite. Extend completely your legs, flex your feet, and pull in the quads, quadriceps toward your belly, and then you can round your back. So you will focus more on the back of your legs than on your back. You can grab the outside of your legs, ankle, feet, over the feet, depending, of course, on your flexibility here. Avoid to open up your feet and your knees to the outside. If this is your tendency, try to do the opposite. So squeeze a bit the inner thighs as well. We start slowing down, and then our flow is finished, and we will start keeping the position a bit longer, about a half a minute to a minute each. So let's start by lifting ourselves up, crossing our ankles to shift forward into child pose. You can separate the knees to the outside of the mat, sitting the buttocks on the heels and extending the arms to the front of the mat, palms facing down. If you find this one hard, you can keep your buttocks higher and maybe rest your forehead on a block, so you stay a bit higher into the position. You should feel better on your hips and on your back and shoulders. Vice versa, if it is too easy for you, take a puppy pose variation. So you lift yourself up, your knees are parallel to each other, move your hands forward, melt the heart to the mat, tailbone up, chin to the floor, or forehead on the ground if it is too much on your neck. Taking the chest to the mat as close as you can. Allow the breath to be nice and steady. Slowly coming up. Pressing with your hands under the shoulders and extending the legs. You find yourself in downward facing dog. So here we stretch the back and the hamstrings and calf muscle. Glutes as well. If it's easy for you, then take a dolphin variation. The forearms are down on the floor, pressing back with your shoulders. There is a bit of strength required here on your shoulder, but it is still very much of a stretch of your legs if you keep your legs extended, as well as stretching on the back of your shoulders if you keep pressing back, sending the heels toward the ground. You can also keep your hands together if it helps you on the shoulders to open up the shoulders. Otherwise, try to keep your forearms separated parallel to each other. Keep your gaze toward your legs or toward your feet. Coming back to downward facing dog if you're down in dolphin pose, and then lifting up the right leg as you inhale, pointing the right foot, bending the right knee for a moment, stretching the inside of the left leg. Coming back to the center and stepping the right foot just outside your right hand, left knee down on the floor into lizard pose, right knee falling out as you outer rotate your right hip. You can keep your both hands down on the floor or place your right hand on your right knee, gently opening up. If easy for you, you want to incorporate a quads stretching, then bend the left knee as well, take your left foot, sending the left foot closer to your buttocks as it is comfortable for you. Releasing the foot if you have it. Before going on the other side, we shift our body weight to the left side to go into side lunge. So it's the same leg, your right one, that is still bent. Your right heel can be up. It's more intense if you place your right heel down on the floor. If you notice that you're falling back, either use your arms to counterbalance in front of you or maybe sit on a block. Left foot flex, toes facing up. There is also variation with the foot flat on the floor, toes facing to the side of the mat. Stretching the groin and left side of the left thighs. Coming back to the front of your mat, shifting body weight back to down dog. Inhale the left leg reaching up to the ceiling, point your left foot, bending the left knee, opening up here. This is also called scorpion tail sometimes. Stretching the right side now, or inside of your right thigh. Slowly back to the center, your left foot outside the left hand, right knee down on the floor. Lizard pose on the other side. Once again, let go of the left knee out. It's okay if the inside of the left foot is moving up, you stay on the outer edge of your foot. You can also place the left hand on top of the left knee, gently opening up. Careful not to collapse your neck inside your shoulders. If you want to add the quads stretch, then bend your right knee. If the problem is that the patella, your joint of the knee, is feeling sore because of the hardness of the floor, then simply use a pillow underneath your right knee. If you have the foot, release it, and now we swing to the right side for our side lunge. Once again, you can keep your left heel up or left heel down on the floor. Maybe hands on the floor or arms extended in front of you. Keep on breathing here. Coming back to face the front of the mat and then stepping both feet back in down dog. Shake your legs for a moment. Then step your right foot in between your hands once again, the left knee down on the floor. We go for a low lunge here, the hands interlace on the right knee. Sinking a bit more into your hips to stretch the psoas, hip flexor on the left side. If you want to add a bit of back bend and arms reaching up and thumbs facing down toward the back of your mat. Try not to open your hips either to the left or to the right, so try to keep the front of your hips relatively to the front of your mat. Then drop your hands on the floor and extend the right leg before going on the other side. We do a half split position. So keep your right leg extended instead of sitting to the left heel. This time let's swing or slide the right foot forward, and then from here you can bend forward to your right leg. Avoid once again to open up on the left side. Or if it's easy for you, then work toward a full split situation by sliding the right foot further forward. If possible, keep your right foot flexed, toes facing up. When you want to come up, start bending your right knee, sliding back, and then left foot in between your hands for the low lunge on the other side. Sinking into the hips, first variation, the hands on your left knee, staying here. Or arching a bit more your spine, so extending the spine, you go nice and tall first, and then opening a bit more your chest, maybe with the arms reaching up as well. Releasing the hands on the floor and extending the left leg. Slide your left foot forward for your half split. You can round your back and fold closer to the left leg. It will get more intense on the hamstring. If it's easy, then slide your left foot further forward for your full split. Slowly lifting up, both knees on your mat. Tuck your toes on the floor, the knees, hips apart. Lifting yourself up, your hands on your lower back, opening up the chest. Stay, you're bending back a bit more. Slowly coming up, rounding your back. Sit for a moment on your heels. You can stay sitting in here if you already feel a good stretch on your quads. Otherwise, separate your feet and release your buttocks instead in between your feet. If you're almost there, don't hang in there, but sit on something, maybe a good block or a few pillows, something that gives you support. Try to keep your spine nice and tall. You can rest your hands either next to you on the mat, on your legs. If it's too easy for you, then you start releasing yourself back, your hands first, maybe the forearms, maybe the top of the head. You can also do the same position, one leg at a time. So one leg will be extended to the front of the mat and the other one is bent as you have it now. If you're all the way down, you want to come up, use your elbows, forearms, hands, and then shift your body weight to the front. Come back to table, extend one leg at a time, gently swinging back and forward. And then do the same with the other leg. And then release yourself down on the floor. In a cobra position we go, the tailbone moves to the floor, pubic bone on the floor. Pressing yourself up, you can stay on your forearms if it is already intense on your back. Try to keep your spine in extension, so it's moving and elongating rather than just a hinge in the lower back. Your legs are active also to protect a bit more your lumbar spine. If it's easy, you start extending the elbows as well, so you move with your hands on the floor. Release the shoulders down away from your ears. Try to keep your legs relatively parallel to each other. Don't open up too much. External rotating your shoulders if possible. Keep on breathing. And then release yourself down on the floor. Pressing up around your back. Come to sit on your buttocks into butterfly pose. You can also sit on a block or a pillow here. Your knees opening up to the outside of the mat. The feet can be closer to the pubic bone or further away. You can stay straight up, the knees down, or you can fold closer to your legs or toward your feet. We move into frog pose, another stretching of our groins. You need to shift yourself forward and opening up the knees. The inside of your knees is on the floor. Flex your feet if possible with the toes facing out. You can stay up on your hands or lower your forearms or forehead on the ground. Don't move your torso too forward, so you try to keep your buttocks or hips the same line of your knees, so don't sit back like in child pose, don't move too forward, otherwise you kind of lose the purpose of this position, which is to bring the groins closer to the floor. This is to work on your middle split or straddle position. A few more breaths here. Let's come up and let's try our middle split or straddle. Let's start by standing with the legs wide on a V shape, and then the hands touching the floor as it is comfortable for you, and then you keep on moving down. When you reach your limit, maybe stay for a moment before actually going to sit on your buttocks, unless you can obviously take the middle split, groin down on the ground. Keep your legs extended if possible. If you want, sit on your buttocks in a straddle position. You can stay tall, or once again have your hands on the floor or forearms, forehead on the ground. You can help yourself in this position by going to a wall. You will face the wall, the feet are touching the wall, and then you work your way with your groin closer to the wall as you can. You will place your hands behind you in that variation so that you can keep on moving the front of the body, the front of your torso, the inside of your thighs and hips toward the wall. Let's add a side flexion as an option, so we will go toward one side first. I'm going toward my left side. If you're mirroring, use your right. If you're doing the side flexion, then moving on the other side. coming back up. Now working on the outside of our hips. So let's close the legs, give a shake to the legs here. This is called cow face, also shoelace sometimes. So you bend both knees, one on top of the other, and the feet will be outside the glutes. This can feel quite intense on your adductors on the inside of your legs as well on the outside of your hips. So if it is too much, one leg is extended, for instance, the right one leg is extended and then the left knee is placed on top of the other knee. So the knee is not facing up if possible, not like this. See, the foot is not touching the floor like that, but you need to move, and you can use your hands by all means to do so. And place, see, the foot now is on the outer edge, resting down on the mat. So the sole, the backside of your foot is actually facing back. And then try to move your foot closer to the opposite hip, and then it is facing then the front of your mat or the opposite foot. You can also try sitting on a block. It might unlock this position simply with one block on the long side. Sometimes I see the student using the block on like perpendicular to their sit bones, which is really uncomfortable. I don't know how they do it. So please, on the long side, so that both sit bones can stay on one or two blocks if needed. If it's too easy for you, you can also move forward. It will get more intense on groins and outside of your hips. Or you can also work on your shoulders. Usually it's opposite arm to the knee, so cross lateral, but it's the same if you do the other leg, the other arm instead. And if you cannot bind your hands on your back, that's okay too. You can just bend one elbow out and the opposite hand will rest on top to mobilize your shoulders here. Your chin can be slightly toward your chest to help you to have a bit more space, otherwise keep your head nice and tall. It's tricky if you have the hair style that is in the way. Let's change the side. Take a moment to adjust your legs position, feet position. Then maybe do the arms as well. Release your arms position if you have it. Release your legs. We go in double pigeon. Is one foot on the top of the opposite knee and vice versa. So it's a 90-degree angle. This is also called fire log. So try not to have your legs like in a cross-legged position or other weird thing. You need to imagine like pigeon pose that everybody is familiar with, and then you double the position of your leg. If it is too much, by all means you can take just a regular pigeon pose, so you will have one leg possibly 90 degrees and then the other leg is extended to the back. You can stay up with your torso or folding forward if you prefer. Same from this double pigeon position. You can stay straight or start moving forward When you get a bit more familiar with those positions, you can also cherry pick and just use a few of those positions, maybe to work on a specific group of muscles and ligaments, of course, or connective tissues in general. And then you can use those positions, for instance, when you are reading, studying, listening to a podcast, watching some other YouTube video that you are interested into, and then you just hold the position half a minute to a minute. We change the position, or actually just the leg, not the position itself. So the other foot now is on top of the opposite knee. Same if you do the regular pigeon pose, and now change the leg, it is bent to the front, and extend the other one to the back of your mat. After this position we have two more. One is a twist, good lying down a twist for our spine, and then to finish up, opening up the chest with a recline supported back bend. So just take a few more breaths into this position. We need to give the body and the muscle specifically time to get over the stretching reflex, where the muscles are actually tensing because they are preventing us to actually stretch and elongate too much. It's a natural and very useful mechanism to prevent us to getting injured. So if you stay a bit longer, then respecting obviously your body boundaries, then the muscle kind of discover that it's safe to stay in this position, and then they let go. You might feel like if you are not pushing yourself too much, you will feel like there is a sense of release, the muscles start to release, and then perhaps you can get a bit deeper into the position rather than just push yourself all the way over your boundaries, maybe even getting injured, tearing maybe some muscle or whatnot. Let's come up, extending the legs. Give a shake to your legs. For our recline twist position, we lie down on our back. There are many variations of this one, so choose the one that speaks to you more. You can bend both knees to the chest and then release your knees on your right side, extending the left arm. You can keep your legs interlaced. So left knee on top of the right and then knees toward the floor. Give the weight of your right hand on your knees to place them toward the floor. Or you can keep your right leg fully extended, bend your left knee, the left foot is just behind your right thigh. This is the chiropractic move, and then you twist in this way. Be very mindful and gentle if you have any scoliosis, S-curve, C-curve, anything like that, or of course any condition on your spine. Coming back to the center, changing the side. Maybe you need to choose a different position of your legs on this side. It depends on how you can twist here. So once again, either stacking knees on top of each other with the left hand pressing down, interlacing right knee on top, or keeping the left leg extended, right foot just behind the right thigh or left thigh or left knee. Coming back to the center, hug your knees to your chest for a moment. For our last position, a supported back bend. If you have a foam roll, now is the time to use it. Otherwise, a big bolster, lot of pillows or cushions might do the trick as well. Of course, a foam roll will be more intense. And we lie down. I always get cold at the end, especially lying down on the floor. So we lie down with the bolster on our back, possibly toward the mid-spine, thoracic spine. Bend your knees up to the ceiling if you're doing, especially with the foam roll. Top of the head toward the floor behind you. If it doesn't touch and it's too intense on the front of your neck, please use a block, a pillow, a book under your head for support. If you want to open up a bit more your chest and pectoralis, then open up the arms either on the outside of the foam roll, which should be a bit relatively easy, or extend your arms over the head, which will feel way more intense. To come out, brace yourself, lean toward one side, and then slowly coming up. Once you find yourself sitting, take a moment here. Feel free to do some movement with your head or with your back. Take a nice inhalation, extend the arms over the ceiling, to the ceiling. Exhaling, hands down toward the floor, and then again inhaling up. Exhaling down. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Thank you for practicing with me. If you have any questions or doubt, please do let me know. I wish you well. Keep practicing. Take good care of yourself. I'll see you next time. Ciao.